What up, everybody? It's your boy Ricky Rick, and your boy Ricky Rick is back with another Ricky Talk. And today is November 21st, 2023. In case you didn't know, now you know. In today's Ricky Talk, we're going to talk about a certain football team, the Las Vegas Raiders. Oh. I know. Why are we talking about a shitty ass team? I'm sorry. Why are we talking about a team that belongs in the garbage can? I know. Why do I have this jersey? All those questions and so much more. So much more to discuss. Why am I talking about the Las Vegas Raiders? Because some people who watch the channel asked me to talk about another football team that isn't the Los Angeles Rams. And you know what? I said, you know what? Let's talk about the Las Vegas Raiders. Why are we talking about the Las Vegas Raiders? Because they continue to be garbage year after year, just straight trash. I don't even know how they air on TV. I'm just like, is the cable broken? Did we I don't know, is this free? I was asking my buddy, I was like, you know what? When I go to Target, I don't see Raider gear anymore. And I don't really go to Walmart, but the last couple times I went to Walmart, I don't really see Raider gear there. My buddy said, that's because they're at DD's discount store. Damn. Yeah. You don't even see the Raider stores anymore. That's how bad their team is doing. They can't even stay in Oakland. That's how bad their team is. And their football stadium, it's a toilet. We all know it. We know it is. Just don't deny it. They're garbage. They're trash. So let's talk about the Las Vegas Raiders, who are 5-6. They're below 500. No surprise there. Let's talk about the past week. They played against the Miami Dolphins and they lost. They took another L for their season. And the score of that game was 13-30, So I just mentioned earlier that the Las Vegas Raiders recently fired their GM, fired their coach, they benched their quarterback. They're making some moves. They're making some drastic moves. Are these good or bad moves? Apparently, after they did this, the Raiders went on a winning streak. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They went on a winning streak. The Raiders knew how it feels to win a game. They won one game and they celebrated after the game by smoking cigars in their locker room. Like if they won the Super Bowl. Damn. Imagine what these guys are doing in practice. Oh, that was a good practice. Let's bust out the cigars. Anyways, Raiders are built different. They're a different kind of mentality, different kind of squad. So I'll just leave it there. Anyways, so the Raiders' remaining schedule looks like they have the Chiefs coming up this Sunday. It's a home game in Las Vegas. The Vikings versus the Raiders, home game. Chargers versus Raiders, home game. Raiders versus Chiefs, away game. Raiders versus Colts, away game. Broncos versus Raiders, home game. So I'm here to talk to you guys about my thoughts of what the Raiders' chances are. So, coming up, this first game coming up, the Chiefs versus the Raiders, home game, regardless if they're playing in Kansas City or in Las Vegas. My prediction is the Kansas City Chiefs will win. That's right. So, that means the Raiders are 0-1. So, the next game, it's the Vikings versus the Raiders in Las Vegas. Just to show you guys that I'm not hating on the Raiders, I wrote down here 50% Vikings, 50% Raiders. I think it's anybody's game. I haven't really seen the Vikings play this year, but if I had to pick a team, and since they're in Las Vegas and the Raiders did win a couple games, I'm going to give it to the Raiders. Just so you guys say I'm not hating on the Raiders. I'll root for the Raiders. So, we have one win and one loss. That's my prediction. I'm giving the win to the Raiders. Then we got rivalry. We got the Chargers versus the Raiders. These are two teams that I've been watching this season. And I'm disappointed to say I'm disappointed in the Chargers. They've been losing a lot of games that they should be winning. I'm really, really, really disappointed with the Chargers. And just like the Raiders, I think the Chargers need to make some moves, whether it's firing the coach, firing the GM, but they need to make some moves because this season is a total loss. I'm not sure what's going on over there, but they're losing. So this is a home game. Am I giving this game to the Raiders? just because I like the Chargers and I want to see the Chargers win, I'm going to give it to the Chargers. So that puts the 2 losses, 1 win. Then you have the Raiders at Kansas City. We're talking about Mahomes. Mahomes just lost last night for Monday Night Football against the Philadelphia Eagles, and I doubt he's going to want to lose to the Raiders. So I'm giving this to the Chiefs. So that will make this 3 losses to the Raiders and 1 win. Then we have the Raiders versus the Colts. And once again, I think the Colts lost their main quarterback. So I'm going to give this one to the Raiders. Even though they're playing in Indy, I'm going to give this the benefit of the doubt that the Raiders can pull this off. So that would be a 3-2. And the last one is pretty interesting. You have 2 teams that I wouldn't put these guys in the same bracket. When I'm talking about the Chargers, the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Colts, I put them in the same bubble. The little same square box. Who would I give this game to? You know what? I'm going to go with the underdog. I'm going to say, and it's not the Raiders this time, I'm going to just say the Broncos. You know, the Broncos, it looks like they're starting to turn things around, and they might not have the record to prove it, but I think the Broncos want to show fans what they have coming up. And with the new coach who's been to the Super Bowl, they have a quarterback that's been to the Super Bowl and knows what it takes to win, and I feel we're seeing little glimpses of the Broncos starting to turn things around. So I'm going to give this win to the Broncos. So with that said, my prediction is that the Raiders will lose 4 games out of the next 6, and then we'll win 2 of them. Do I think the Raiders are going to make the playoffs? Hell no. Do I think the Raiders belong in the playoffs? Hell no. Just saying. The Raiders don't have what it takes to make the playoffs, and I think it's already season over for them, and that is my opinion. And I don't know, the Raiders have become a fun team for me to just dislike and hate. They kind of became like my version of Stephen A. Smith's Cowboys. You know, just like when you see the Raiders lose, it's just like it brings a smile to my face, you know? Just because they're losers. So, with that said, the Raiders will have a record of 7-10 to finish out the season. 7-10. That is my prediction. As always, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I'm sorry that you guys had to sit down and watch this video as I talk about the Raiders. I know, it's a little tough one. It's hard for me to talk about the Raiders. But do I think the Raiders are going to make the playoffs? I don't think so. Do I believe their season is over? I think yes. Why do I have this Raider jersey? You know, the one time that I decided to root for the Raiders is the year they made it to the playoffs. They had Jerry Rice. And I said, you know what? And they let me down. And ever since then, I learned my lesson. Never root for the Raiders. And I decided I wanted to be different. So I went with a different team. The Los Angeles Rams. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. Thank you for watching. As always, if I'm not making you laugh, not keeping you entertained, giving you something to think about, talk about, your boy Ricky Rick ain't doing his job. And you already know your boy Ricky Rick does his job. If you guys made it to the end of this video, thank you. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you want to see me talk about other teams, predictions of what their schedule might look like, I can do that. Might do one on the Chargers. If you guys want to see that, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And your boy Ricky Rick is out, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.